Almost every parent I know. I've got a 12-year-old, and all we talk about is, oh my God, we told him 45 times to hang up his coat, or remember your lunch and bring your trumpet, and and we worry, like, is he focusing or not? Should we have him diagnosed with something, anything? Should he be tested? And then you make the decision once you get a diagnosis, whatever it may be, whether or not to medicate. How do you decide?
So it's a great question. I know it's one that your listeners are thinking real carefully about, particularly in children. But what I typically say is you look for a comprehensive evaluation. So we want to get the testing, you meet with a psychiatrist to get the thorough review of symptoms, and you look at medical comorbidities. Could there be a medical explanation? Could there be potentially a learning disability that's causing the child to not be able to focus? And then once you feel pretty confident that you have a good diagnosis, for almost all mental illnesses, the combination of medication plus non-medication treatments can be very effective. So for example, if a parent were to say to me, yeah, I buy the diagnosis of ADHD, I feel pretty confident with that, but I just don't want to go to medications. I would say there's no problem with that. There are plenty of different strategies that you can use. There's psychotherapy can be very helpful, but even I'm thinking, in a case like you're describing with your son, there are different techniques that you can use. For example, we'll typically say don't give multi-step commands. When he comes home, don't take off your coat, wash the dog, take the dog for a walk.
Exactly what we do.
And you really have to just distill it down to, walk the dog, right? Make your bed. And this is where we were discussing off the air a little bit. I'm very cautious about a 19-year-old who shows up and says, I have ADHD, I need a med. My first thought is, if you have ADHD, you probably have had it since you were born. Maybe I'll reach out to that school counselor back in high school or junior high and say, did you really have ADHD? Can you send some supporting documentation? Because it doesn't just show up at age 20.
Good advice. Dr. Joel Obastar, we sure do appreciate your time. Thank you.
The New Jersey